Ready to report. Okay. Who would like to start off this time? Your team has not been the first reporter, so okay. Okay, so you should report first.
About the customer, our faculty divide the customer into two main groups. The first one is undergraduate, and the second one is postgraduate students. And we have 3 for undergraduate and 77 postgraduate students. And the key requirement of the customer. And we divide the stakeholders into employers, alumni, regulatory agency, and parents.
Okay.
Stakeholders. And we have the partner. Significant partner is the first is affiliate hospital that help us to teach the 4 to 6 year medical students. And the Ministry of Public Health admission process, because we have the project corporate them to produce the medical students. And the key requirements of the students, such as fulfill the degree requirements, knowledge and skill needed for work, learning environment. This is in general. But in postgraduate students, we have more, such as completing research laboratory.
Okay.
And how to collect data of satisfaction and dissatisfaction. We have methods such as questionnaire, survey when they enter to our faculty in the first year. And we have another method such as focus group and box. We receive the opinion in the box and direct contact to the advisor. Every medical student we have advisor. And another is hotline. This satisfaction we have not yet. About this satisfaction.
Survey, you have not yet done.
Yeah.
Okay. If you have not yet done it, then you don't report. You don't have it yet. So it's a gap. Okay?
Yeah, that's okay.
Complaint management. Okay.
Complaint management. We have a process in the short. We have a channel to receive the complaints of the students, and then we collect the responsible team to collect the complaint. At first, they evaluate if it's not serious. The head of the division of academic section can do, but if the serious one, they will send to the associate dean or assistant dean. And they have work instruction. But in general, this complaint management, I think is not good systemized now, because we didn't analyze and grouping the problems.
Okay.
So this is our OP.
You have an OP in the complaint management. So it's possible also that you're just collecting complaint information, but you don't really sit down and do a Pareto analysis of your complaints. You know, what's the 20% of your complaints that generate the 80% of the problems? Okay, so, okay, good. Good. Okay, you've been patiently waiting. Your team. By the way, we should rotate in the reporting, okay? Not only one person doing the reporting. So I want to hear you all of your voices. So. Yes, including yours. I heard you had a good singing voice. Okay.
Okay, thank you. For Visit Rajapati University, we divide our classroom into two segments.
Okay.
Yes. So our students, the first one is regular students who are recruited to the university via the admission system.
Mm-hmm.
And another one is a group of students from special projects that enroll to the program that driven by specific demand from such organizations that ask university to do this course for their
like a
employees.
cohort, like a cohort, okay, sponsored students. Okay.
Yes,
Okay.
something like that. So the needs of these two groups are
different.
Yes, of course.
Mm-hmm.
The first group, the regular students, they need the modern IT system, and they want to graduate in the time frame that has been set.
Mm-hmm.
And after that, they want to be employed.
Yes.
So how can we know about their needs? We do some survey to the new. We do some new student survey to ask their needs when they just come in the first year. And for the second group of students, we collect the need from the sponsor. What they need is the career development of the employee. They want to enhance ability to work, so they ask us to design a course particularly for the employees.
Are these complete degree programs or?
Yes,
it is.
it
Okay,
is.
very cool. Okay.
For our stakeholders, we categorize into 4 groups. The first one are the governance units that we have to manage effective and efficient, also have to spend its budget efficiently. And the second one is the federation that want us to produce graduates with academic and professional performance that meet the standard of each profession.
Okay.
Yes. And the third one is parents. They want their children to graduate in time and have ability to get job in the market. And the last one is employers. This group needs our graduates that have or that are skillful already to work and have pleasant personality and have good set of ethics. The channel that we have done to ask the needs of our stakeholders mostly via the focus group and also the survey. For the complaint management system, for the students, we do both formal and informal way. For example, the letter or suggestion box or website or even fan page in Facebook that they can leave some comments.
On Facebook itself.
Yes, I think it really works. After that, the respondent is required to respond to the complaint. But if the issue is too complicated, if you go up to upper level. But we still have opportunity for improvement as well. So we haven't tried to find what are the satisfaction of our students and stakeholders. Yes.
You know, when you look at the complaints, okay, because one of the ways by which you can actually do the complaints too, it can be part of your regular student satisfaction surveys. What we do in our school, in our university, is that we collect student satisfaction the second semester of the year, which is actually from January to May. So the student satisfaction is collected, and we have to be very careful about the timing of this, because you don't want to do this when other surveys are being done, okay? Because the second semester of the year is a frequent time for all these surveys. So I would feel bad for the professors who have to, and usually it's the graduating students who are always surveyed. Okay, so you got to be sensitive to that. So what we do is that we have the student satisfaction survey. We analyze those items where we score the lowest and the items where we score the highest. Okay, and then what we do then is that at the beginning of the academic year, the next academic year, because the satisfaction survey is done around April. Okay, so the academic year begins. The new academic year begins in August. So the beginning of the year, before classes even begin, but our professors already return to work, return to duty, okay, we do a retreat in academic affairs. And what we do at the retreat is we have our institutional research officer, the one who did the analysis of the survey responses, do an analysis of those items where we score the lowest. And then we actually do an affinity diagram exercise. Okay, I'll try to group. Are you all familiar with affinity diagram? Okay. Affinity diagram is a way to cluster. Yeah, so you cluster all of these items, okay, to related categories. So we have a few categories. And then the next thing that we do is a cause and effect analysis, like fishbone diagram. So we do a fishbone diagram of the major complaint categories. And so we found out, for instance, last year that the most significant complaint of our students are actually in two categories. The first one is that they're not getting value for their money. Remember, we're a private school, so expensive. So they don't think that they're getting the value for the service, for the money that they pay. So, and in a lot of ways, that's an internal marketing problem. Maybe there is value really, but we just do not communicate it to the students. And so that's the reason why we created these student forums. Like every semester, every 2 months actually, we do an open forum with our students. And so we communicate what are the new things that are going on. But the second most important, again, related to the value for money, is that it's the quality of our dormitories, our residence halls, our classrooms, okay? You see, our campus is known for its physical beauty on the outside. Old buildings, well-manicured trees, okay? Very clean, very safe, secure environment. Occasionally, you will see deer on campus. Okay? They're a very nice place, but the buildings are old. So when you go to there are buildings that were built in 1890, okay? And it's still a dorm, okay, dormitory, okay? There are stories that there are ghosts there, by the way, in that building. The Blue Boy, it's one such ghost. And the material of the building is made of wood. And we cannot just destroy the building because it's a historical landmark already. See the problem, when you deal with a historical landmark, you get to get all these permissions to do something with the building, right? Okay, so we could not get any permission to destroy the building. And it's actually going to cost us more to renovate the building than you just burn it, you just tear it down and build a new one, okay? Now, some of the rooms, the floor is really slanted because it's old. You know, the foundation started settling in. Some of the rooms, the floor is slanted, and so if you put a marble the marble will the marble will roll to the end of the room. And some of the rooms, okay, you can actually see the light outside. You just go to the floor, and the wall like this, and then there's a little gap, and then you can see light coming out from the outside. Okay, so that was that's what we're complaining about. Here you are, you're paying this tuition, okay. We're living in these dorms. Yes, they're historical landmarks, but they're very old, so we're not getting our money's worth. So we created a project called Bringing the Beauty of the Outside In. Okay, so the beautiful outside of the campus, it should be reflected in the interior. So that was our theme for this year, Bringing the Beauty of the Outside In. And it was driven by student satisfaction surveys. Okay. So that is one use of that information. So based on the information that we received, you actually created a program in response to that. And then, of course, you make that visible to students. Okay? So one of the things, for instance, one of our old dormitories, we started adding more lights. Okay? We started painting the walls. And of course, the problem is when you add more lights, they will see how ugly they That was the dilemma that we had. Because when we added more lights, so they just realized how ugly the building was. And so we had to make a choice. Do we really want to add more lights, and because your money is limited, so we decided we'll add more lights, and then we'll do the painting later. So, okay, that's just by way of an example. Okay, who's the reporter here? Who has not reported yet? I haven't heard your beautiful voice yet. Okay. I heard you already. I heard her already. I heard you report already. Have you reported? No, okay. Give the mic to her. Yes. Everyone will report. Okay. Okay, the other teams, start designating the one who will report on your team from your team. Okay. All right, go ahead. I am going to have a heart attack.
Please not prepare for this.
Okay, I'll make only one exception. Okay. Tomorrow, Tomorrow. Okay. No one should report more than twice. Okay. Go.
Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. For University of the Thai Chamber of Commerce, we classify customer segment into three groups. The first one is students, next is research buyer, and the last one is trainees.
What's the second one? Research
buyer.
The buyer of the research. Okay.
For the method that we get the listening or voice, so we have several ways. The first one is satisfaction survey on teaching or focus group for every student twice a week. Twice a year.
That's a Superman. Superman president. Okay.
Twice a year. And this got the requirement that students have to want knowledge and experience for the future career. So after we got the requirement, we give them the program and service about the educational program and the cookbook, which is training program, the special training program, such as aviation business.
Rule number 1.
Import and export. And for the complaint management, we receive complaints via 2 channels. The first one is normally urgent complaints. We have several ways, such as talk to dean, talk to president, idea box, hotline, or social network. For the urgent situation, such as talk to President every day, our President check email and forward every complaint to responsible person every day.
Every day. Wow.
Another channel we got complaint via survey. This is not serious problem. After we got the complaint, we put them to the committee. After that, the committee will manage the complaint to who is responsible to solve the complaint. And we have not enough time, so I would like to give you another one is employers, which is my stakeholder. We listening or get voice via satisfaction survey and interview. We got only 20% once a year. And the requirement from the employer is well qualified graduates. So we give the specific training program to our students, which related to requirements such as ISO 17025 for scientific laboratories. And then for the complaint management, normally faculty are responsible for doing the survey. After we got the complaint, we have faculty executive board to manage the complaint, and we set the timeline to follow up them.
One of the measures that are typically presented by Baldrige Award applicants is complaint resolution time. Like the amount of the lead time that it takes to resolve the complaint. Okay? And I've seen standards like 24 hours, 48 hours, 72 hours. So these are the common benchmarks that I've seen. Now, of course, it all depends on how severe or how bad the complaint is. Okay? About the involvement of the president in terms of, by the way, not all listening posts with employers in particular need to be that formal. Like if you belong to professional societies, okay, like clubs, the professional clubs, then you're in a company of professionals in the field, so you can use that as a listening post. I used to belong to the Rotary Club, for instance, met every Monday, so I will use that as a time for me to ask the people in my table that I'm having lunch with, do you employ our graduates? And if you do, what do you think of them? Okay? So just say, and if you find anything that is insightful information, so jot it down, and then I report it to whoever is the most important associate of mine in the workplace that will have to attend to that. One good best practice that I've seen in terms of a president's involvement in listening to students is about 2 presidents ago, by two universities ago. I was the dean of business in the second largest public university in California. That's the campus in Long Beach. Okay. Long Beach had 36,000 students in one campus. And the business school had 6,000 students. So I was dean of the business school. And the president of the university always stayed inside the campus. Usually university presidents in the U.S., the biggest part of their job is fundraising. Go out, raise funds, because especially in a public university, sources of funding are declining from the state, from the government, so you have to raise funds. But this particular president did not like to raise funds. He left his fundraising responsibility. He delegated that to the deans, the vice presidents, and so on. But he was so good at interacting with students. He would always walk around the campus. Okay? Remember, 36,000 students. Okay? The story on campus is that he knows 1/3 of all of our students on a first-name basis. And I actually went with him on one of these walking tours. So, you remember, I told you about my managing by wandering around philosophy. I got it from him. So So I was with him on this walking tours, just over lunchtime, and he would just stop and say hi to this student, and actually ask him about, oh, how's your mother now? How's her surgery? Things like that. He knows details about what's happening in their. There was no Facebook yet at that time, okay? because you would wonder, how did he get all of this information? That means he was kind of interacting with those students. And his reputation is well known throughout the state for that kind of student-oriented leadership. And so that to me is best practice. I don't know how, but of course he had this presidential assistant always walking with him. He is probably his data person. It's like, okay, the person you're going to meet is this. He just checked out of the hospital. Okay, the person who's going to meet just gave birth. Okay, better mention it was a boy. Okay, so something like that. So and he was just like that. And so one day he told me his secret. Okay, and this is the secret. He told me, I really don't do that 8 hours a day. Okay? You just see me walking around the campus because I walk around the campus when it is the break time of the students. Because you know the classes, there is a gap between classes when students walk around the campus, move from one class to another. That is the time when he walks around the campus. So, naturally, he would see a lot of students. Okay? So that is about the time. So that's what he told me. If you want to do this wandering around, do it. You should study the class schedules of your students. Okay? When they are walking around the campus, moving from one class to another, that's when you wander around the campus. Okay? I took that advice to heart, and so that's how I do it. Okay. Did we? We're done, right? All right. How about here? Who has not yet reported here? You have reported, you have reported, you have reported. You have not yet reported. Okay, so next time is tomorrow. Okay, give the mic. You again? Okay. This is delegating up, Okay. Go ahead.
Hope everyone is not getting bored with my voice. Actually, I'm getting bored with my voice. For Hajjaj University, about focus group category, we have like customer and stakeholders. For customer, we have similarly as other university, high school students, current students, and graduate students. And for high school students, what are their needs or expectations? They want something like upgraded information and course accreditation. They want to make sure that the course they are going to take already accredited by the Ministry of Education. And they also want to access to the information of the university easily. So public relation is quite important to them too. For current students, they want to have all well-equipped facilities. They want to have high-quality teachers or lecturers. They also want to have good consultation about their career guidance, and they need some kind of skill training, some specific skill, for example, some new software programs or sometimes some language course. For graduate students, similarly, they want to have the high qualified lecturers. They want to study in good or well-known university. And lots of the graduate students, they prefer to study in Hajjaj or in Songkhla. It means like they don't want to study far away from home, so they chose us. To access or to measure all of their expectations, we do similarly like Arthur University. We have survey, satisfaction surveys, we have focus group interview, and we have social network like SU fan page. And also for the high school students who are potential to be our future students, when they call to ask information about the programs of our university, what programs do we offer? Sometimes normally the PR staff who get called, they try to ask for the student's telephone number, and they do follow-up call to check if that student made decision to study or get a place to study yet. And yes, as I said, in general, we have the similar channels to access their needs. Okay, so we move on to the stakeholder segmentation. We have high school, the feeder. We have employers who gonna employ our graduates, and the third one, we think about the alumni students. For the high schools, what we try to get the information from them, we have a kind of, so what the expectation for high school, what they want to be well informed about university information, the programs that we're going to have or the current programs. And for employers, of course, they want high quality graduates who are ready to work, who can get started to work immediately, and professional graduates. For the alumni, what they want our university to be well recognized. To get the information of those needs, we do similarly, as I said, focus group and satisfaction surveys. And for something maybe a little bit different to other university, we have a kind of meeting that the university will arrange the meeting with the administrator or principal of high school, so they can have face-to-face talk and they can share information, maybe insightful information, and the university can bring up some issue and or may have some information to tell those principal of high schools. And okay, so let's talk about how do we come up with to handle or to solve the problem when we get complaints. In general, like I am a teacher. When the student complains something and I can handle it immediately, for example, the air conditioning is not working. Okay, I call the maintenance and building to get things done. But for something that you need to, a little bit big deal, so we have at the university, we have a committee to take care of those issues. And if it's not too big, so the committee can solve the problem, it's done. But something is very big deal, this committee will bring up the issue to the board, university board. So the university board can try to solve the problem and maybe can set up some protocol to handle this issue in the future. Okay, so in general, I would like to add up something. Like we have the direct line to the president, and we have suggestion box around the university at the department, at the canteen. We have suggestion box for the students, kind of easy access. So they can, anyway, they feel they want to drop out some complaint, they just drop something in the box. And the last issue I want to share here is something that within our university try to exceed the students' expectations. For example, the Faculty of Business Administration, they have a project called Guest Speaker Project, which means every department of these, under this faculty will invite guest speakers to share or to give a talk to the students. So we think this is what we try to provide, something very high qualified lecturer to the student, try to exceed their expectations. And another thing, the students always concerned about the financial problem. So we set up the program called Brother Sister. If the former student, they introduce their relatives, brother, sister, to come to university, to study at the university, they will get 20% discount. So we think this is quite good, a good project, because we found there is a higher number of the students who join this project.
So if you refer 5, you're free. True?
There's a 20% discount.
Yeah,
They're
if
going to be
5, so 20% times 5, so 100%. No, limited
just 20%, yes.
Okay, well, so this is the first group that actually mentioned potential students as a stakeholder. Okay, so, and again, it's related to the mission that they had articulated earlier. Remember, access is important to them. So, okay, thank you. Now you see that, when you go to customer and customer focus, the methods are about the same. Hey, let's have more variety. Okay, so, okay. You do already, right? Okay, how about it? Okay, another reporter now. Okay.
For the customers or students, we segmented into 3 groups. The first one is a medical student, and the second one is a graduate student, and the last one is a resident. It's somewhat common about the expectation, the key expectation of this group. They want a high quality teaching and evaluation, and the support services like a dormitory, witness center, or psychology, and this is quite common between groups. But for the graduate students, they want to graduate on time. This is one of the expectation. And for the medical student, because they have to pass the national license, so when they graduate from our medical school, they want to receive the medical license after graduation. And for the residents, they would like to receive applicable and advanced knowledge and clinical skills when they finish training and receive the diploma in board of medical specialty. And what we do to collect the satisfaction of the students or our customers, like the others, we use the questionnaire during the orientation or exit or post-training meeting. And we have Facebook for our medical student and telephone hotline to get the data or satisfaction or dissatisfaction from them. And we have a face-to-face meeting with advisors for our students, our medical students. We have a course evaluation, curricular evaluation, and for the residents, we set the meeting. We set them meet with our administrator, and the result of the examination from the Royal College of Thailand is an evaluation. Is what we evaluate that they meet the expectation or not in terms of learning experience and pass the examination. And for the stakeholder group, we divided into 3 key stakeholders. First one is the parents. The second one is the graduate employers, and the last one is the alumni. And for our alumni, the key expectation, they like to receive high quality health care services in a convenient and timely manner. And for the graduate employers, they would like us to give good teaching for our students. And when they graduate from medical school, they will have an appropriate knowledge, virtual to work as a team, and able to work as a team and be a lifelong learner. And for the parents, they usually like to know or regularly be informed about their students' academic progress. And like the students, they like us to provide appropriate or good supporting services like a dormitory, scholarship, and after graduate from our medical school, I think their parents want their kids obtain good employment. And the number one, I think, is the same. As a parent, I would like my kids receive appropriate knowledge and skill in their respective field and specialty. And what we do to collect the data for satisfaction of these key stakeholder group, we have a questionnaire to check their satisfaction survey for the employer. When our students graduate from our medical school, after 6 months, we will launch a questionnaire to ask about the quality of our students. And at the end of the year, we usually go to visit